Oh, dear.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
See, I told you.
Oh. 2 is too many hands.
Yeah, it is a lot. All right. Well, hey, let's get going. Welcome back to Oh Dear, episode 48. Yeah, 48 of the Oh Dear podcast. It's been a hot minute. Took an extended summer break, but we are back. I'm Ted Emmett. Thanks for tuning in. Did I already say my name?
No.
See this? I think I did. I'm Ted Emmett. I'm going no clipboard tonight. This is going to be unstructured, unscripted, and probably unbearable, to be honest, because I feel very lost without my clipboard. But yeah, we've been off for like 3 months. The summer was busy. September was busy. And just kind of a mini episode here. No sponsors, anything like that. Dustin and Walsh, not here tonight because this episode, we kind of planned it very quickly. But the athlete, Kevin Strybosh, looking very miserable, and we'll explain why later. But won't get into it too much, Kevin. But how was your summer?
Great. Yeah, nothing overly big happened. So it was a good summer. July weather kind of put a damper on it, I feel like. But August was good and September's been beautiful. So we ride.
we ride.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Yeah. We're going to have lots of, I guess, little tidbits here. But Andrew Russell in the comfy chair tonight. You had, I guess, not summer, but you're recovering from surgery right now. How are you feeling?
My pec implants look great. So, no, I had hip surgery 2 weeks ago, and I'm feeling actually really good, all things considered. So
yeah, you're moving pretty good up the stairs here. I forgot about that part, that there was stairs here. Oh. Zero chance that was a real fucking sneeze. Jesus.
I'm wearing a wool sweater and I think I'm allergic.
Like no one says words when they sneeze. We've been over this for years. Just sneeze like you sneeze.
Oh, I won't do that in public.
Oh my God. Anyways, on that note, a coworker, Aaron, still somehow gross.
I'm the healthiest I've been in months.
Yeah, you said you had the very gross time about a month ago that we'll talk about later as well. But how's everything else going?
Everything's going great. Yeah. No, we're positive.
Yeah.
Things are delightful. Nothing but good vibes.
Jesus. Oh my God. Hey, Ryan Lund.
Hey.
You usually just do your own thing, so I don't bother leading you in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, looking forward to fall. Looking forward to the pumpkin spice latte season and pumpkin carving. So giddy up.
Glad to see that 3 months off. You come back with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard someone say Jesus when they sneeze.
Or her other sneezes.
I sneeze fully at home. And in public, I just sneeze a little bit and pee myself.
Yeah, but I feel like your eyes are going to pop out.
You could be yourself.
Isn't that why you don't sneeze with your eyes open?
Hey, we're in the trust tree.
Yeah. Anyways, oh boy. So just so you know, this is basically what this episode is going to be.
There's
no sponsors this time. Basically, we took the 3 months off. Me especially, like I just, I feel like we've been here before, but got really burnt out on the podcast and with just everything because, for a guy who only works 4 hours a day, I don't seem to have a whole lot of free time or energy. But we all sat down, talked about what we wanted to do with the future of the podcast and decided that we not only want to keep going, I guess, for at least another year, but we're going to kind of revamp things, start putting more into it and do things a little differently. But because we decided that last week, it's not a lot of time to go through all of that. And we wanted to get an episode out because it's been so long. So here we are. And how's everyone feeling about the podcast moving forward?
It's really nice to be back. I like this and it's fun. And it's personally, I just like that we have like at least once a month friendship hangout. So. And
you get attention.
I do like that. Yeah.
I feel like without the podcast, Aaron would be lost.
Yeah, possibly.
Lund, you look like you can hardly contain your excitement that we're going to keep going and step things up a notch.
Yeah, I'm curious, like all our fans out there, to see what we're going to do next, because I have no idea either.
You weren't paying attention to that meeting either?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys don't know what you signed up for?
No.
I don't know. I come for the friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, see, the whole point of the meeting was like, hey, let's all put a little bit more into it. And I'm just here to be here.
I was actually thinking, because we've got Prime and Pretend and Netflix and Nonsense, we need to do one with like literature. So like crazy book descriptions. fans. Is it
Both are
published?
bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to play off published, but yeah.
I kept it simple. But no, we really appreciate, I guess it's been almost 5 years since we started doing this. We've been doing it for the better part of 5 years. And a lot of fun. We've enjoyed it. Had enough people. And of course, Erin will probably tell you about the 2 times she got recognized this summer. But enough people still ask about it that we do want to do it. And for me, it just became kind of like an afterthought. We put it out when we put it out. It wasn't structured. It was kind of like cruise control. So we want to get back into it and I guess put into it what we were doing at the start. So with that being said, if you have any suggestions, anything you want to see, maybe guests you want to see, segments, any kind of feedback, we're always open to that. You can message us on social media. If you run into us in public, especially Erin, make sure you open by saying you recognize her from the podcast. If you know us, just text us, whatever it is. We're open to suggestions and just going to try to do things more frequently, put a bit more content out there and get out in the community even more. Because I think that's the friendship is nice, but I think Lundwall, I know his favorite thing is going out and doing things. And he's just here so that he can go and do that other stuff.
I love doing things, man.
You can't nod on a pod. That 3 months was rough on you, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you'd get so rusty.
Rough. Yeah.
But feeling good. One thing I guess we could do a little bit of a serious mental health talk because I was burnt out, not like I was fine, but just tired in that. And finally, after 5 years or plus years with the severe ADHD and thinking that I could beat it on my own and hey, next week my brain will be better. I started on Vyvanse finally, but now even after like a week, I'm feeling good. I've got more focus and I don't know, we're not going to go that much upward. Like it's still only so good a Red Deer podcast can be, but I think we'll be better.
No, I'm excited that you finally did that. That's good to take that step and go to your doctor. And
I think it was Dexedrine that I was 30 when I found out I had ADHD, which is like the least surprising news of all time to anyone who knew me. But I felt like a bag of shit all the time. I don't know if anyone else has ever taken Dexedrine, but that was too when I was working at Hockey Alberta doing a lot of writing and stuff, and like I couldn't do my job. Mm-hmm. So this feels much better. It's much more recommended, and the biggest thing is like I have to remember to eat. That was like what they tell you too. You have to remember to eat because a lot of times you won't feel hungry, and I've never been one to forget to eat, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, maybe we'll see. I just wore a bigger shirt today, so it looks like it's already working. I just wanted to wear my DuckTales shirt. That's a little too big.
So do you like set an alarm for like breakfast, lunch, dinner?
No, it's just more like because you eat when you're hungry a lot of the time, but it's just I just have to remind myself like, hey, you're not hungry, but you're hungry. Go eat. I mean, an alarm's not a bad idea. My attention span's not that much better yet. I don't think we're on where I think ahead to set alarms and stuff. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. And hopefully it shows in the podcast moving forward. And now I'm smart enough to try and outsource some stuff instead of trying to do it on my own.
We'll see the uptake on that, but hey, you're trying.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm talking about Riley, not you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And geez. We're coming to you from Communal Creative Studios in Parkland Audio. Riley, thanks so much for having us. That I really do need that clipboard.
It's helpful.
Even if I just had like 6 notes on it.
Yeah.
I flew too close to the sun. Yeah. No. With that one.
Welcome to the worst podcast episode we've ever done.
Oh, I doubt that. I highly doubt that. But so moving forward, you're going to see more of us. It's going to be a lot more frequent. And like I said, we're always open to feedback. I'm going to try and do some new things, and well, you don't get the feedback. I'll get the feedback.
Yeah, I'm not super open to feedback.
Oh, if you have any issues with Erin at all, like her voice, her sneezes, her appearance, like just let her have it because maybe she needs it.
Oh, did you already give it to Kevin?
Oh, I thought you were laughing.
No, I said to sneeze.
Why didn't you go? Jeez,
because
no one can.
I tried, but I was holding it in, and then it would just.
So you just sneezed on Erin's foot instead.
Yeah, a little bit.
I have children sneezing in my mouth. It's fine. I actually did go into my office.
Multiple children?
Yeah, daycare. You like
just
interact
with an
children.
open mouth and
yes,
have at her.
What do you like? Yes. Open mouth hug these kids? Like, what do you?
You talk to them, you interact with them, and they sneeze in your mouth.
I don't think they do.
You could talk to them from further away.
They're 2.
Exactly. You're taller than them.
Barely.
Yeah. Okay. And we are inching closer to the worst episode of this podcast yet. I think that might be a self-fulfilling prophecy. So,
Also, very not open to feedback about my appearance from anybody.
yes, that was clearly a joke. I'll keep this part in, Aaron.
What if someone says you need to go on Ozempic?
I've talked to my doctor and he won't let me.
Okay, we talked about mental health. We may as well talk about positive body image too.
I don't think we need to talk about that because that's a minefield I don't want to wade into. But I did take charge of my physical health this summer as well and made my first doctor's appointment, I think, in about 5 or 6 years that was not about fertility and was just like,
congratulations. Yeah.
Hey, how's the pap? Good.
What were you going to say, Kev?
I kind of lost my train of thought after that.
That's really...
It was more along the lines of like, hey, am I a healthy adult woman?
So far, but I have to get my blood.
Oh, I didn't know
done.
if you were asking or if you were asking if that's what Aaron was asking. I was like, either way, we're not a doctor. We can't answer
Guess
that.
I got to make an appointment.
Yes.
Oh, I'm bad for doctor's appointments too. Like a year ago, I find after like 3 years, I went and got a physical and my cholesterol was too high, which unsurprisingly. And then he's like, okay, go on this medication for 3 months, get another blood test at the end of March. And then we'll see. 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh, I never went and got that blood test. So no one just
I have to
starting
make an
over.
appointment too. Let's make our appointments together. Not with each other, but at the same
Just
time.
hold each other accountable.
accountable.
Yeah. Or set an alarm.
Yeah.
No, that's a stupid idea.
I set alarms
My alarm
for
would
everything.
be, I know, your birth control.
Yes.
We've been there before.
Yep.
Then I learned that I was wildly misinformed about uteruses. But if you're a first time listener, even if you're not, that's a weird thing to bring up. Okay, let's move on into this kind of episode. Like I said, it's going to be a lot about us and just some general talk. A lot went on in the summer. There's some good stories to tell. I guess we should start with Kevin because he did even at the beginning of September. I know you had a big summer overall, but beginning of September, obviously, we get to say again, congratulations. You're now married. She said yes.
She did. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I lied off the top. Something big did happen. I got married. Yeah,
beginning you fooled of September. All of us. Yeah,
I know.
What a misdirection.
I know. I'm still getting used to the ring on my hand. I play with it a lot.
You play with it a lot. Yeah.
You in general, like people in general, or
no? Like I noticed
you.
Yeah.
It's like nonstop.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wedding was great.
It was the best.
You two emceed it. That was
you two. Thank you for Ted and Aaron.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. So thank you for doing that. You were great. We had a lot of people from out of town because we're both from Calgary. So we had a lot of people from Calgary and I had family come in from Ontario and stuff. So most of the people there didn't know you, but I think they really enjoyed your presentation.
Yeah, I think we did. Went well enough that I don't think I paid for like more than 2 drinks that whole night. Like that's the benefit to emceeing a wedding. If you don't completely F it up, people will be, oh, good job. Here's a drink.
We could have almost effed it up. It was a pretty spicy script that I saw.
Yeah. So this is, and again, I talk about spreading things out, like on the outsourcing and collaborating and sticking with what you're good with. Aaron and I made a great team for this because I wrote the script for both of us, and it's always for me a matter of put words on paper and then figure it out from there. And then Aaron had to make a lot of at least suggested edits.
I am very traditional when it comes to weddings and wedding speeches.
So you're boring.
Very.
Yeah.
Very safe, very boring. And Ted is not safe or boring. So we really had to find a nice middle ground. He had the word boinking in the script like 7 times.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a drinking game.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is we were instructed by the bride to be edgy.
She did want that.
Yes. And then, of course, the thought of being right in front of her parents' table, I was like, okay, there's some things we're definitely cutting out of here. No, it was fun. It was and Aaron almost ruined everything.
I don't want to make your wedding about me, Kevin. It was a beautiful day.
We'll get back to it.
So loved to be a part of it. I had to call your lovely wife, Alex, the Friday before the wedding, and I had to how are you doing? And she's like, I'm very stressed. And I was like, I'm about to add to that. I came down, contracted, had a raging case of hand, foot, and mouth disease.
You drug that out way too long. Like, people guessed way too many things there. What you may have contracted or come down with a raging case of.
That's fair. It was hand, foot, and mouth, and I was deeply in my contagious blister stage. I was so grateful you guys got married at an outdoor venue, because then it was okay that I was wearing like sneakers with my dress. So anyways, we talked, we came up with a plan. Everybody, I showed up to do my MC duties. I stayed away from everybody. They brought me a plated meal. I had my own microphone. I came, I did the speech, and I immediately left, and no one got hand, foot, and mouth from me.
And they had to
at
put
that
your
wedding.
microphone in a giant Ziploc bag.
Comically
like you were a
oversized.
leopard. Yeah.
Yes. It was like a 4-liter bag that they were like, yep, here you go. It was like, even when we were like clinking glasses, we had to like touch bottoms instead, so that we were trying to be like very careful about it. I didn't even talk to you guys.
No, not really.
Like at the wedding. Like I was just like, and I said that to Alex. I was like, I'm not going to talk to you. It's like, I'm coming, I'm doing the thing. I'm watching you guys get married, and I am out of there.
Yeah.
So
Actually, the funny part about that too is because you called Alex the day before, whenever it was.
mhm.
I don't remember the exact time, but I found out like very late that you like might not be coming, or like I didn't know.
I knew for days. and
Yes,
I,
I
was
had
like,
brought Ted in as my co-conspirator on this.
Well, because like the Friday we had so much going on, I feel like Alex just like hung up the phone and just forgot about it.
And we'd come up with a plan and sorted it based on what we were comfortable with.
So it was all like figured out or whatever. And then all of a sudden, I feel like it was like when we were on our way to Bose, I had like brought it up or something about your guys' speech. And she's like, oh yeah, I don't know if Aaron's actually like going to be okay doing this. And I'm like, what? So that's kind of how I found out.
I was so distraught that whole week. And like Kenzie and Griff barely got sick, like 1 or 2 blisters each, hardly had anything. And my brother and myself were horrifically infected. It was awful. So do not recommend, but I am glad that I could be there for the day. And in my head, because the weekend after was the firefighter calendar release party, I have married the 2 events in my head so that your wedding canon is you had a bunch of shirtless firefighters at your wedding and we danced all night.
We had a bunch of shirtless dudes at his wedding. I've never seen that many
actually.
shirtless guys that early on in the night. And for most of the night, one of them wasn't Lund. Which I get it. It's like you're either going to be the only shirtless guy or you're not going to take your shirt off. And I respect that.
Yeah, I also didn't know 3/4 of the people there. So I didn't want to ruin your guys' wedding. I know Phil had his shirt off at like 7:30.
Basically when we like
2
got
PM,
off the bus to get there.
Yeah.
You had your shirt off there like in front of 400 people that you don't know.
Yeah, that was different.
Yeah.
It's a different event.
Good point. Yeah.
I think we were maybe not even done the first song on the dance floor. I had probably like 3 friends like trying to come rip my shirt off.
That was me.
And I was like,
I get a couple
it's
drinks.
early.
And all I want to do is
Like-
unbutton guys' shirts. I don't know what it is. Sorry, Lund. I know I did that
the
to you a lot.
Vivance might help with that.
Yeah,
Maybe, I don't know.
hopefully it does.
You know what, guys?
Control.
The Vivance has a lot of things that it needs to help with, so we can only tackle like 1 or 2 at a time.
Yeah.
So give it
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of shirtless dudes, like back-to-back weekends too.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful night, and you guys, the pictures are incredible. You really had an incredible wedding and wedding weekend. The whole weekend looked spectacular.
Thank you. I mean, with any wedding, there's a lot of work that goes into it. Alex probably took on 90% of the work.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, she says she loved it, and I think she wants to go into like wedding planning now.
Yeah, no, she's like very keen on.
She was
yeah.
like,
That's
flying high.
even
Yeah.
being like, I thought about that doing all the DJing and stuff, and I learned so much. I'm like, and then I end up like telling people, oh, do this, do that. But it's the thing about that is all it takes is like one bridezilla for you to like hate your job and then be fearful of going in like every time going into it.
I think if you were a bride and you were trying to bridezilla Alex,
No, that's
she's
true.
going to win that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
she's not going to stand
She's not
for
a
that.
pushover like me. I get it,
Yeah.
One thing again, I forgot a lot. I really need that clipboard. Welcome to the Oh Dear podcast, presented by Bo's Bar and stage. But Kevin, that was your wedding venue, like where you had the reception, and they've only done like anyone can book a wedding there basically, and I think Brett, they said they'd only done about 10 or so. What a perfect spot for a wedding! Like,
yeah, it was.
It's just already set up for a party.
It was unreal. Like when we started planning it, probably well over a year in advance, that was like number one on our list of where we wanted to go. Because we, in speaking to each other about it, whenever we go out in Red Deer or we want to go have a good time, we go to Bose. So it's like in our minds, our perfect day was if we could go to Bose and have a big party with everybody that we know and love. And I mean, they're so great with events, and they were just so easy to work with. Yeah, like it was really easy to work with Brennan and his team, and everything was perfect. Like everyone says that something's going to go wrong on your wedding day, and we like kept waiting for it to happen, and then
Aaron got hand, foot,
and then Aaron got hand, foot, and mouth, and
I was
then
not rewriting that script. You were coming. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And everything was perfect. Like it was a blast. Like all we wanted, especially for like once we got to Bose for the party, is like we just wanted everyone to have fun. Yeah, like that was pretty much it. Like I said, Bose does everything so well. Like the food was great. They set up the room like beautifully. I think our disco balls are still hanging up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like the staff is always great. So everything was just like really easy to and really seamless. So I would highly recommend.
Yeah, it was perfect. And in Lund, you walked away with a souvenir.
Yeah, I got a really nice vase or vase.
Of flowers.
With flowers.
Yeah, I mean the flowers.
You did try to take one of the rental ones, and Alex shut that one down real quick.
Yeah, I mean I had no idea.
Yeah,
the rental one looked like this one the one I took looked better than the rental one. So I got a better deal out of it.
Well, and I thought because it was like it was like 3 a.m. when we left. So I just thought Lund was trying to be funny, taking the flowers like that. And you took care of those things for like you actually cared about them. I just thought you were being funny, but you enjoyed those flowers. So I like that for you.
Yeah, they're good roses.
And then they died.
Yeah, I mean, all flowers do eventually.
The circle of life.
Yeah. But it was a great wedding. I know Dustin had a lot of fun. But yeah, I guess shout out to Bose too. And if you're thinking of having a wedding or like any kind of party there, it was absolutely perfect. And that's also why I felt comfortable taking my shirt off, because not many nights where I go a whole night with a shirt on there.
Yeah, that's a good point. The atmosphere is quite conducive to taking your shirt off, weirdly enough. But I mean, when like there's 20 other dudes that kind of just set the stage and do it before you, it really makes it.
Yeah, it felt less special. It felt like I was just trying to be a part of things instead of like just being myself. And that's why Lund, like you stuck to your guns, and I gave in
for taking the shirt off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I think my shirt eventually came off later that night, but not till like one or two.
Not in the third song of the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine just had to come off because it was so sweaty for a while. When Ethan took over the music, he played like 4 90s songs in a row, and I was so tired after. It was like 30 degrees that day too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful day.
Never had to go home between a ceremony, and I did the music and stuff for your wedding, so I was like, I had to go home in between and change my underwear. That's never happened. Like just sweaty.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna cruise on past that. We had the same Walking Down the Aisle song, just a different version.
Really?
Yes. I also
and Kevin?
Yes.
Really?
So
I noticed that.
Yeah, when I walked down the aisle, it was to Simply the Best, but the version from Schitt's Creek with what's his name?
Eugene Levy.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Close.
I don't remember the guys.
Dan Levy.
It wasn't
the
a
other
Levy.
guy. Yeah.
The guy who plays Patrick, who's incredible. Actually, his last album was wonderful. Then
so that I think Alex actually wanted to do that version.
Yeah.
Because she like loves the show. Loves that song. So it felt like a good mix, but then she found this other cover.
Yeah.
I told her to go with the original.
Yeah.
Tina Down the Aisle.
Oh yeah.
But I tried to push that, but no, I actually didn't realize that. And I was at your wedding.
You were at my wedding. Yeah.
Didn't.
No, that's okay.
We stole your song.
Yeah.
I noticed
liked
that because
it.
I pay attention at my friends' weddings.
I was just excited by it.
I was too busy crying.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh,
At your wedding, not mine.
Yeah.
Outdoor weddings are the best because you can wear sunglasses and no one can see you get misty-eyed.
True.
And I was kind of at the back, like by the speaker doing the music. So yeah, my face was very damp. I'll tell you that much. from sweat and tears.
Yeah.
I loved your wedding because you kept the ceremony so short.
Yes.
It was, I don't
was
know how many
money.
minutes it was, but it was.
I feel like that was all like kind of part of the plan, but kind of just happened because like Alex is just like terrified of standing in front of other people. So there was no way she was going to say more words into the microphone than she needed to.
Yeah.
So we didn't plan to do vows or anything like that. And then we had our friend Greg run the ceremony as the officiant. And we kind of just told him like,
Whatever you have to say.
You can do like your own little bit at the beginning, but really like all we need is what we need for like legal purposes. And then let's just get out of here, which actually worked out really well. Cause like you said, it was like 26 degrees, no wind, like it was very hot. So for everyone in a suit, it was sweaty, hot. But I feel like we clocked in like 10 minutes or less. It was great.
It was great.
And I was worried that he was going to say boink a whole bunch in the ceremony and steal my joke from later, but I didn't get to say my joke anyways. But the last thing about that too is because your ceremony was beautiful because you were lucky enough. Your boss, basically they lent you their lake house for the weekend on Sylvan Lake, like a beautiful property, really nice to hang out before and after and stuff. So yeah, like you said, it seemed like everything. I don't think I've seen a wedding go better, honestly.
I mean, we were so spoiled, like getting access to that house in Sylvan Lake was
spectacular.
Just stupid. I don't know. It was, I don't even have like the right words to describe it because like their property is beautiful and we got to stay there for Alex and I, we got to stay there like Thursday all the way through Monday, and we had our friends and family out there like Friday night, got to go swim in the lake because it was still really warm out. Like it was just the perfect setup. And then to go from like that setting into Beau's, which was, like I said, set up just perfectly, like everything was awesome.
And one last story I want to tell because I think a lot of people will like this, and I'm going to ask hoping that Lund's answer is what I think it is for his favorite part of, I guess, both nights, because Friday night there was kind of like the rehearsal thing before. My favorite part was when Lund brought all the pizza from the gutter and your dad like took the pizza and stuff, and like 20 minutes later he saw Lund eating pizza and chatting. He's like, the hell's the pizza guy still doing here?
Yeah, I thought I was just the delivery guy. Yeah, I remember him asking me, he's like, who are you? And I said, oh, I'm Ryan. And then that was it. And then I saw him like,
the hell's the pizza guy still doing?
That is amazing. I think my dad, out of like the 100 people that we had there, nobody had a better time than my dad. I feel like I can say that pretty confidently.
Yeah, he did have a good time.
He had himself a time, and I think like right behind him was my brother. My brother had like just the best time. It was good to see them both not out of their shell, but like really just kind of get after it in their own little element.
Yeah. And they a lot of buttons undone between all the men in your family. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of, it runs in the Strybosh genes. We'll say that. Yeah.
But Lund, I feel like your favorite part of the weekend also happened Friday night. We were just hanging out in the hot tub and talking to some of the guys that we were in Vegas with for Kevin's stag. And we started talking about the strip club we went to. And then someone found a Google review that one of Kevin's friends left.
Yeah, so we found that out this night. We went to Vegas like what?
May, yeah,
4 months ago for your stag. And we did end up at a strip club one night. And depending on who you talk to, it was either great or not so great. And for one of Kevin's buddies, he did not have a good time. So much so that he left a Google review online for them, a 1-star review. And it was probably about like 3 paragraphs long. And he talked about how he was taken advantage of and how the girls were pushy. And then the manager of the strip club reached out to him to have a chat to see if he could make it up to him.
Oh.
And I don't think he's going to take him up on that offer, but that's the first time I've ever seen a review for a strip club. I didn't know you could do that.
Review.
I appreciate the manager reaching out. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, that's a nice
good
touch.
Business.
But
All right. So before we move on from this, I just found the review, and I think for full effect, I'm going to get Andrew to read this out.
Oh God. Oh well. Terrible experience. Felt totally ripped off. Came here for my friend's bachelor party, and we were told at the door that bottle service would be $600. We each paid a $50 cover charge walking in the door. After getting seated, we noticed they charged $1,950 to my friend's credit card. no warning, no explanation.
Kevin's credit card, the groom.
Just a massive, unexpected charge. We had every intention of spending good money and having a great time. I'm not sure that he was going to spend good money based on this review, but after being blindsided and misled, we decided to just finish our drinks and leave. Did you finish your $1,950 worth of drinks?
The strippers did. No,
Well,
they drank it all.
Okay.
Dancers.
I mean,
Sorry, the
there was
dancers
no
did.
liquor left.
Yeah.
They were thirsty.
Depending on who finished it. Yeah, who knows? I think at one point I was drinking a vodka tequila Red Bull.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
had like a full glass of liquor because I was like, I got to get this one.
Yeah, I was the wrong person to be
In charge.
in charge of anything at that point.
So the rest of the review says, on top of that, the girls were overly pushy and honestly just annoying, which made it even harder to enjoy ourselves. Would not recommend, zero transparency, and the whole thing felt like a scam. Save your money and go somewhere that actually respects its customers.
I love that.
I've met I've never met a stripper that wasn't nice to me. Right? And they're not going to just call anyone handsome if they don't mean it.
Well,
Don't just let me have
Was
it.
this his first U.S. strip club experience? I'm guessing it must have
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But it
Yeah,
was, and it
'cause
was like the bottle, but I think it was like $600 a bottle because that
Yeah.
charge makes sense.
That's what.
But
ended
and
up
we went
happening.
into and like London. I don't know. I'm going to throw the rest of your friends under the bus. Your brother, the best man, was having like a 10 p.m. nap.
Yeah,
And then London, we were on a heater on one of the slots, so we went later than you guys. Then we just got there, and Kevin's like, I don't know, they just took my credit card, and now there's like a $2,000 charge on it.
yeah, that's not fun.
yeah. It was not in that moment.
It was
probably.
still cheaper than the bottle.
Hey, what
service
would
the
you
night
do with $1
before,
million
though.
bucks, Kev?
Go back to the strip club.
Yeah. It would be gone that night. You just have to walk in and be like, I'm here to spend my good money.
Good money.
2 girls,
I
please.
intend to spend good money, but don't be too pushy.
Anyways, okay, so hey, a lot of wedding talk, but that's your biggest life event so far, and probably the biggest thing that happened this summer. Andrew, you had a bit of a life event, and I just think it's kind of an interesting story behind it. You just, only a couple weeks ago, right, had hip surgery, but like a lot of people are doing, people are going out of province, out of country to get these kind of surgeries done.
Yeah, I didn't really have a choice, honestly. So I tore my labrum in my hip playing hockey, be 2.5, almost 3 years ago now. You know, our medical system obviously has its flaws and it's a little bit backed up. But so I had gone to get physio after about 5 or 6 sessions. Blake was like, hey, something's clearly wrong here because if it's not improving, then there's something kind of more serious going on. So he referred me to an orthopedic doctor, got in with the orthopedic doctor. He looked at me and, just basically said, yeah, I'm pretty sure we know what we're dealing with. But anyway, went and got an MRI done. So had the MRI done, tear was confirmed. Doctor here was like, hey, you're going to probably need surgery on it. And anyway, he's like, well, refer you to the surgeon in, either Edmonton or Calgary. So apparently there's 2 laparoscopic guys in Alberta. Anyway, so they told me it'd be 12 to 15 months to get a phone call. I got a phone call to schedule an appointment for a consult on, I believe, month 23. And then from there, they said it would be another 12 to 18 months for surgery. But realistically, talking to a bunch of people, they said, no, you're realistically going to be at least 3 to 5 years for surgery on top of the basically 2 years that I already waited. So in the meantime, the only thing I had stopped doing was playing goalie because that's really like I would go out and play and then couldn't walk the next day. And so still, I skated out instead. And then, I still played golf and did all my other sports. And for the first probably 1.5 to 2 years, it didn't actually hurt at all. It wasn't bothering me, so it wasn't really a problem. But around April or May of this year, I noticed it was starting to kind of ache constantly. And I think ultimately over time, it's just, kind of like when you snag a shirt, you get that first little snag and then all of a sudden something catches it and it rips that much easier, right? And so anyway, I ended up just starting to call private clinics because I was in pain and I was like, okay, I got to deal with this. And so actually by the time that I actually had surgery, so I found a private clinic in Montreal. Doctor is actually the head physician for the Montreal Canadiens, and basically all he does is sports injury.
Oh, gee.
Not quite, but
Do you know Guy?
it's a large assumption for a Quebec guy's name. But anyway,
It's not a bad one.
His name's Terry, but yeah, sure.
Terry.
Anyway, so the long and short of it is that it's actually a really good thing that I went and got the surgery done, because the labrum was actually completely torn off the bone by that point. And I think golfing at the Chubbs in August is probably what finished it off, to be completely honest. But so, I mean, it's of my own doing, but unfortunately our system here, had I waited for public, or had I not been able to get private surgery, I basically would have ended up needing a full-on hip replacement, because I would have had so much arthritis built up. Because once the labrum basically it's a piece of soft tissue that sits on the hip bone, and it's basically the pad for when your femur kind of hits that hip, right? And so I was basically going bone on bone. This happens a lot. And actually, so funnily enough, this clinic, so it's a private clinic in Montreal, and there was 3 people in the recovery room that day from Red Deer.
Really?
So myself, and then 2 other ladies, older ladies from Red Deer, had full hip replacements, and a guy from Olds.
What were their names, Lund?
Probably like Ethel and Bertha.
I was gonna say Ethel.
Yeah.
Ethel and Mabel. Yeah.
Anyway,
and
so
Fred.
So Dr. Henderson, who actually is a surgeon in Red Deer, he actually does private surgery in Montreal in this clinic. And so they were all there. The 3 of them were all there for full-on hip replacements through Dr. Henderson, who they knew from obviously being local. But there's a rule in Alberta that you can't get private surgery in your own province, because private healthcare is, I guess, basically not allowed. And so you hear about this all the time, right? People going to the US, or they're going to other provinces or whatever. And initially, Germany's a whole different thing, because they can do stuff there that you can't do here. But initially, I had actually started talking to the surgeon I was referred to in the public system, because he also does private surgery, but he has to do it out of Kelowna. So just because he can't do it here. And so anyway, it's this interesting thing where it's literally not a lack of ORs. It's not a lack of doctors. It's a lack of funding, where they can only do so many surgeries per year. And which is why the system is so backed up. And so ultimately, like, you know, I look at it and I go, okay, you know, I could afford to do it. I was able to do it. That hopefully opened up a spot for somebody who can't afford to do it, who can now maybe get in a little bit quicker. But it is unfortunate. I had a client once upon a time that he was basically bone on bone. He needed a full on hip replacement. But by the time he had actually got in for surgery, his hip was so infected that they had to basically go in, cut the top of his femur bone off, and put in like an antibiotic puck to clear the infection out of the bone. So he ended up sitting in the hospital for 3 weeks. Before he could even actually get the hip replacement, because it had gotten so bad. And that poor guy lived in pain for like 2 or 3 years, where his wife was, you know, having to help him get in and out of bed and all that. Like, it's crazy, and it's unfortunate, and it's a disaster I don't want to get into, because I wouldn't want to have to be the person who's got to right that ship at AHS. But my experience in Montreal was phenomenal. The clinic was amazing. The doctor was awesome. And, you know, I'm 2 weeks post hip surgery and walking great, feeling great, moving great.
Should still be on your crutches.
Yeah, probably. But no, I mean, I'm feeling awesome. And
Aaron.
I'm looking forward to actually getting back to being able to do all the stuff that I enjoy doing, because it was just to the point where I couldn't do it anymore.
So what they do for the actual surgery, like what the surgery that you had, what they do for your hip?
So they...
because you didn't have a replacement, right?
No
surgery.
Yeah, no. So my hip itself was still good, but they had to basically reattach the labrum to the hip. So medical like advances are mind-boggling to me. Because I actually watched this surgery on YouTube before I had it, and I was like, it was gross. I couldn't watch it, but anyway, they basically go in. It's a laparoscopic surgery. So I have 3 incisions on the front of my leg that are like 1 centimeter wide, and basically they stick a camera into one of them, and then they stick tools into the other ones. And so they basically go in, they drill 3 holes into your hip bone, and then they basically anchor the labrum back onto the hip. And then I had tears in it, so obviously they were kind of sewed everything up. But it was like, I don't know, an hour 45-minute surgery. Wow. And you're basically up and walking kind of right after, on crutches obviously, but right afterwards. Like, man, medical technology just, it boggles my mind. It's so crazy that they can do that and do it so well, and like through 2 little holes in your leg that they're going in there and literally like suturing everything up and like re-anchoring a piece of tissue to a bone. Like,
so there's no incision like in your hip area.
There's 3 very small incisions that they basically just, they cut you open to put like these tubes in, and then all the tools go in through the tubes, and then the camera sits there so they can watch what they're doing. But they had to reshape a bunch of bone, and they had to like burr the edge of my hip and all this stuff. And yeah, like just another day for this guy.
And it was a day surgery, or did you have to stay overnight?
No, I was out that day.
God, how could they do that for hip surgery? But when I got like a hernia removed, now half my pubis has a giant scar across it. Like, much room do you need to?
Well, you probably went with the public system, Ted.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
that too,
they're just butchers there.
But I guess the moral of the story is, and this is Aaron with, I'm bad for this too. If something's ailing you, get it checked out right away. Don't wait, because you were that's a long time between when you tried to get surgery and actually got surgery.
Well, yeah, it could have been like literally 5 to 7 years from when the injury happened. Like I said, like I would have needed a full on hip replacement by that point. And like, I'm 39 years old. Like you don't want to have a hip replaced at that age if you don't have to, because they only last for so long. And my understanding is you can only get 2 of them. I think that the tech on that obviously is improving, but if you look at medical advancements in the last 30, 40 years, like it's absolutely mind boggling what they've done and what they've accomplished. And like I said, the fact that they can go in and do this and it's literally you're out the same day, and it's like a 2-hour surgery to go in and repair that kind of damage. Like that's just, it still blows my mind.
Yeah. It's just too bad anyone has to pay out of pocket for that. But
yeah, that's a whole other story, but it's just, I mean, you kind of, what's your quality of life worth, right?
Oh, yeah,
what's your ability to walk worth?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we have still better healthcare than a lot of other places. Like we're not going to open that can of worms.
No. And the one thing I will say, like, I've got a number of clients and friends that are doctors in the system here. And honestly, like there's some phenomenal doctors, there's some phenomenal nurses, and it's nothing to do with them. Like your inability to get treatment or surgery has nothing to do with them. They're not the ones running the system. But every doctor I talked to said I made the smart choice by just getting it fixed. Yep. And like their hands are tied, right? Like they just unfortunately can't really do anything about it. But the one thing I will say is like our system is great if you have an emergency. Right. If you're in a car accident or
you tear your boob at the gym like Kevin.
Yeah. Just got surgery the next day.
The system will step up in the situation where it's an emergency. It's just unfortunate because like, the people who need knees and hips and all that, like you're still suffering. Yes. Right. It's not deemed to be an emergency, but there's definitely, loss of quality of life. And there is a certain amount of suffering and stuff that comes with that. And I feel for everybody that has to deal with that.
I had a girlfriend, she needed a hip replacement in her very early 20s and didn't get it till she was, I think, 30. And so just years of pain management and not being able to walk and not being able to do the things she loves. She got her hip replaced and maybe riding, doing like just living life to the fullest. But it was a long 7 years of waiting.
It would be for sure. Well, and it's nice that at least there are options out there, right? Like you're not stuck living and suffering and whatever. So anyway, I honestly like the medical professionals here, there, everywhere are great. And unfortunately, we just have a broken system. And like I said, I wouldn't want to be the person who's got to write it because who knows how to do it.
It's nice too that we've got a lot of hip donors out there, right? That are just willing to to donate their hip.
Would you
when I go, hip donor? Yeah, when I go, I'll donate my hips.
Matt, I don't know. I've seen you I saw you at Kevin's wedding. There's not going to be a lot left in those hips. At least they tell the truth. Like those hips don't lie. But hey, at least a little more serious talk. I didn't really know if that was coming on this episode. Lund, I don't know if you could top either of those two life events from the summer. I feel like you just golfed. Like me, just had a good like kind of easygoing summer.
Just golfed a lot, hung out with my nephews a few weekends.
Got some nice roses.
Got some roses, yeah. Didn't water ski this summer.
Sore hips.
Bad weather.
Yeah. The weather, like Kevin said at the beginning, July was not great for the outdoors.
Super like summer, September.
August.
Even today was 26 degrees. End of
September is like the new summer. Like August, September is like the new summer months.
Always plan your wedding in September. I feel like that's when you actually have the best chance for nice weather.
I feel like it's not as windy in September too.
Yeah, true.
I feel like the wind is just... It's still windy out, but I feel like July, June, August are all double the wind.
I had another friend that got married in June, and it was 9 degrees and pouring rain. So I'll take 25 and sunny.
June was terrible. I remember when Lund did the Optimist Club tournament, and the tea gift, like they ordered ahead of time, not knowing the weather, was toques. I'm like, that's a weird tea gift. And it was probably about 9 degrees that day, and everyone was wearing them.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing. It's just that's something I just throw it somewhere, and then by the time winter rolls around, I don't know where I put it.
Our theme this year was Canadian Pride, so it kind of fit the theme.
But hey, glad to hear you had a good summer.
Yeah, it was good.
You're part of other people's life events. That's always fun.
Yeah,
you don't have to do the work.
Yeah.
It has been a very busy summer.
It's September now. September is, I don't know anyone else, at least the way my schedule works out, always the busiest month of the year. Like and then I added, because I'm thinking like, hey, I'm going to get my ADHD under control, kind of take some things off my plate. And then of course, out of nowhere, the Merrick Sutter from the Red Deer Rebels texts me and says, hey, like Chris, who's been like I don't even know the title. It's like the director or producer in-game presentation for the Red Deer Rebels. He's like, he's stepping back. Is that something you'd be interested in? And that's literally like up in the production booth. Everyone kind of has their individual jobs. And then that job is like, take camera 4, take camera 3, put this. So it's basically nonstop of like, it was so really cool job.
Yeah.
But then I got absolutely like thrown into that. I missed a preseason game because of a stupid wedding. And then so I had to do like their black and white scrimmage game, which is very bare bones. And then preseason game. Chris is also like gracious enough to stick around and make the transition. But then he was in Jamaica for the home opener. So I got to do that by myself. That was, I don't know, it went.
Yeah.
I mean, no one walked out in the middle of the game. I don't think anyone did. But that, I guess, I don't know, maybe my big life event is like being so used to being on the mic and in front of the camera and being behind the scenes. And like, it's a pretty sweet job, honestly. And then, Kevin, cover your ears because I'm going to say nice things about the Edmonton Oilers. As part of like my learning process, the Rebels set it up with the Oilers for me to go to their preseason game and like sit in on their production meeting in their massive production room and stuff. And then the two guys kind of in charge of running it all, Lindsay and Josh, like toured me around everything. And then I got to sit up in the booth and like listen in to them calling the game and stuff. And like, again, a Flames fan, it's hard to say, but give credit where credit is due. Like they're behind the scenes. I guess, Kevin, you've probably seen some stuff even with the Oilers over the years at Hockey Alberta, but they just do such a phenomenal job. And like, I don't know if their in-game presentation, I haven't been to any other NHL game, but my God, they put a lot into it.
Yeah.
You would, I
sure
bet if I
do.
invited you, you would have come with me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But
Did they feed you?
I still don't have to like them.
Nice.
No, but it's just, I was very impressed with it. And it's just that building, hopefully the Flames, when they build their new building, look at what they did there. Cause like the press box is so like nice and lots of space and all of that. Like they've got this huge like room just for the 4 people that are calling the game and stuff. So Lund, I'll bring you next time.
Okay, thanks.
So what did you learn? Like what's like
there's actually a lot because like it was even like the timing of like going from a graphic to switching to the camera, like when the host is doing a live hit, because I don't know anything, I would go from the graphic to the camera, like to the promo team, then they would start talking, or it's like leave the graphic up for a second, let them start talking and then go to it. Yeah, I learned a ton. I got to listen to them. They're something that most teams don't do that often, but the lookalike cam and getting to listen into the process of how they find people. These guys are up there with binoculars, like looking around the crowd and stuff for people, and then they do the graphics up. And there was one like really funny one they did that I'm not going to say because if we ever do it, I'm going to steal it. But for sure, I'll tell you guys offline what it was. But yeah, like I learned a ton, and it was all of them too. Like they're such nice people and they all loved their job. So it just made me more excited to go and do it. But
so when they do those lookalike cams, like you see them on Instagram and whatever getting reposted all the time, but like they're literally just scanning the crowd to see it and just be like, oh, that guy looks like this person.
Yeah,
and then is there another person pulling up like a graphic?
Yeah, they're looking at people and be like, oh, they found like the most bang on Ed Sheeran lookalike. And as soon as you could tell, like, because obviously up in the booth you see every camera before they like
right,
and then they make it live, but so you can see the camera that was on the Ed Sheeran lookalike, and as soon as they showed just the photo, you can see him with his hands in his face. He knew it was going to be him. Like, yeah, it's just those type of things. It's obviously I maybe geek out on that stuff like a little bit more than most people, but I think anyone who's a sports fan, like I told him, like, you guys should like sell this as an experience to like come and see the behind the scenes. Yeah, it was a cool experience, and it took almost to the end of September for, I don't know if that was the highlight of my summer, but it was pretty cool.
Well, I think that goes unappreciated, right? When you go to a live event, like,
oh yeah,
the amount of stuff that's going on behind the scenes to make all of that happen, I don't think a lot of people even realize kind of what, and I mean, for me, even like if I don't sit there and think about it, or even just now you talking about it, right? Like you kind of look and you're like, oh, I wonder how they did that, or I wonder who's doing that, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think you get a full appreciation, but it's such a big part of the in-game experience.
And for like an NHL team, I can only imagine like the NFL and stuff, they had to be about about a dozen people like in their control room down below, and then the 4 people up in the booth, like the DJ and the PA announcer, who was awesome too, Al Stafford. But then their like promo team, like with their ice girls and the people going, I think they said they have about 35 and they have 23 on, like working every game. So like that's a big staff, like for game day production.
And how many cameras do they have?
Oh, they have to have a lot, because even with the Rebels, we have, I think, like 4 cameras, and then like the RoboCam, the one like on the Jumbotron that kind of goes around, and the overhead cams and stuff. So I couldn't even speculate, but it was a lot. But it's just, I don't know, it's again such a cool process, and how quick, even doing the Rebels games, because all the people on the production team have been there for a couple of years, like how quickly a guy can get me a replay from like a shot or a goal or whatever. It's like whistle blows, you take 2 camera angles, and then you've got a replay like 10 seconds later. So yeah, I guess for anyone listening who likes going to those games and stuff, there's hopefully next time you go, have a new appreciation for what goes on behind the scenes, because it's a lot, and a lot of thought too. My goodness, their script and the organization and stuff even made my Vyvanse brain hurt. Oh,
I love it. That's cool.
And hey, if you come to a Rebels game this year, like, go easy on me. I'm new.
Man, I hated what they did on the Jumbotron that game.
Or message, especially honestly, if you have kids that want to get on the Jumbotron, we're always looking for people like the fan cam and stuff. And a lot of people go and just for whatever reason, they don't get like lucky enough to get on there. So I've already had a couple people say, oh, my kids never get on there. I'm like, well, I don't want to play favorites, but if you can make some kids' night, that's the point. So yeah. Okay, that was a lot of us. So hopefully the people who listen to this care about our lives. They probably don't. We also obviously had the Chubs happen in the summer. Well, I think we'll save that for next episode too, just with Dustin and Walsh here, because I really want to hear about Walsh's collapse on the last hole that knocked him out of second place.
Yeah,
and cost both
me
Kevin's
like
a lot of money.
$1,100.
But really quick, Andrew, like your first Chubs, it seemed like you had a good time.
Yeah, no, it's you're golfing with your buddies, right? Like,
and one other guy, yeah.
All 36 of them.
Yeah.
35.
No, it was a good time. It's, Kelowna's awesome. Like, the golf courses out there, phenomenal. I haven't actually played golf out there before, so that met expectations. And I had a great time. The golf for me was shit until about the last 6 holes of the last round, but
that part doesn't even really matter that much. Like, it's nice to golf well, but you have so much fun anyways.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome. It's just a great group of guys, and everybody's there to have fun, and it's just an easy going. And the weather was good, wasn't
mostly
it?
Good. Yeah, we had like one. I don't think we had like.
Yeah, we got
I
sprinkled
think
on a bit.
some guys on the one round got rain on the last couple holes. Like,
Right.
I know my group finished before that, but other than that, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was a great time, except for the motion sickness on the bus on the way to Golden. But as soon as we hit those windy roads in the mountain, all of a sudden I was sitting there going, my stomach doesn't feel very good. I managed to hold it together, thankfully, but yeah, it was that last hour was rough.
It was a long, but that's the only thing, is it was a lot of travel. So you have to compact everything more to allow for like the travel time. So we didn't get that much time to experience Kelowna, but I feel like we got really good use out of the Liquid Zoo. And like, I would give them a positive Google review.
Yeah. Maybe Canada's strip clubs just do it better.
Yeah. That one though, that was like a bar with dancers in it and like a country bar above.
I spent a lot of time in the country bar upstairs.
I spent a lot of good money there.
I spent a lot of good money at the Liquid Zoo. No, I didn't even realize they had like a club upstairs. So I went up there and we had a bunch of guys and we were dancing around like we usually do. And then you go downstairs and then you get to watch other people dance. It's just great.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. Like that.
It's
Yeah,
good
we went
vibe.
there. Lund, were you there all 3 nights? I know a couple people were. I was there 2 nights. But,
Yeah, I think I was only there 2 nights.
yeah, but interesting place. But I love the way Kelowna's set up, and we were like, we got almost like that little like mini, like it's like a strip, right? Like all the entertainment is kind of all in one area. And then Dustin will talk about it next time too. But the rickshaw ride, oh my goodness. The only thing better than the rickshaw ride for me, because there was 4 of us, 2 other guys and me and Lund, and the guy was like, hey, I can only take 3 of you max. And even then, like, you'll be pretty heavy. And we were just going, 10-minute walk probably to the casino. And Lund was like, it's all right, I'll walk. So we're going, having like, it was so fun because the guy like jumps up. It's on like a weird, like the way it's balanced. He like jumps up and tilts you back while you're going. And then we see Lund. So we're all yelling at Lund and chirping him. And he turns to try and doesn't chirp us and walks right through a sprinkler.
No.
And I know Len's like, yeah, it's not a big deal, but for us, we were already very like hyper and having a great time, and watching you walk through that sprinkler, whether you did it on purpose or not, we really appreciated it.
I think the sprinkler like just turned on at that moment.
I think it was moving is what it was.
Oh, okay, maybe
I
started
have it
coming
kind
back.
of on video.
Maybe it started coming back to my direction then.
But it's just, that's such a typical Lund thing to happen.
Walking-
we already made you
walking
walk,
through
and then
a
the sprinkler hit you while you're walking, while we're having the best time ever. But
Did you actually, like, the guy actually took you to the casino? I thought he just like danced around in the one area.
no, he'll take you from like down the
Yeah, it's
point A to point
transportation,
B.
man.
And it was, I think I saw a video later of like some guy like wiping out and the thing tipping over. So I was like, oh, I don't think with three of us in there, they're like, oh, do you need seatbelts? We couldn't get out after. Like we were jammed in there pretty good. So we were fine. But yeah, we'll do more Chubbs talk next time. I think the last thing to wrap up, because there a lot of things go along with this, I guess. But you know, Kevin, you had your wedding at Bose. 2 weeks later, we of course always a shout out to everyone with the PAP Foundation golf tournament. Always a great time. A lot of us play in that. They do such a phenomenal job, raise a lot of money for a great cause. So we're at Bose after that, and in between, we of course had the semi-annual Red Deer firefighter calendar night, and you know, the first time me, Lund, Dustin, and Walsh hosted it, then the radio station did it last time with Matt and I. So this was the third one in a row for me, and this year it kind of sorry, yeah, I forgot Aaron always
I'm
is the
a
hype
person and I'm here.
and but you know, I put it out again to the group, not knowing who would say yes or no, and I thought, well, if Dustin can do it, I know he's in, because he had such a great time the first time. And kind of surprisingly, the athlete, not surprisingly that he wants to show off his body, but from the MC side of things, said yes. And then I knew, Kevin, you kind of did that like one, like green, it was a very like small kind of scripted event you did and did a good job with. So I wasn't worried. And then when you did your wedding speech, definitely not worried. We forgot to show out how you called Aaron out for loving attention. And that was maybe like the most popular joke of the night. And no one even knew Aaron.
No, that was a joke for like three of us, but it
Yeah,
definitely
worked.
hit.
Yeah,
It hit good.
worked.
Yeah.
I liked it.
But obviously it went great. We all have such a good time at that event. The people that go, the vibes are so good. They cheer, like it's a ton of fun.
There is a lot of talent on that fire department.
Yeah,
let me
there
tell
is.
you.
And it's so much fun being a doughy 37-year-old pasty white up there with those guys. But you know, as always, like Dustin did a great job again. And going back to when we talk about all the benefits of this podcast, this isn't a slight on him, because he'll admit it, like your improvement in public speaking and confidence and stuff, and then the ability to do that. But I was excited for Kevin, because he came on the podcast very late, kind of when we came back, and we haven't really gone full board with the podcast since then. So you got to experience something like this, and I assume you had a good night. It looked like you did. And you did a fantastic job too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I could go to that night and have a blast without being on stage. So like, it's
The first
pretty
time you went,
easy.
you ended up mared 4 years
Oh
later.
yeah.
So I was like, oh man, I feel like the only way this can end is in like a divorce to bookend it. But it didn't. I didn't want it to, but I just like, I feel like what, or well, we'll see what happens 9 months from now. But
No, it was good. I mean, yeah, you sent out that text like asking who wanted to help, and I knew I was going to go. So I was like, I kind of feel weird, like if I'm going to go and not help, right? So, and even at that point, like I didn't even know what you meant. Like maybe you needed help running things behind the scenes. Like I didn't know if I was going to be on stage or anything.
you're my baby oil guy.
Yeah,
We did make you
anything
sweep
to help
a
the
couple
team.
times shirtless.
I did.
Yeah.
I did mop shirtless on the stage. Yeah. Actually, funny enough, like for me, the weekend before going up on stage, as I mentioned, Alex doesn't speak into microphones. So I had to basically do our whole wedding speech. And that actually like made me feel super comfortable going in to the next weekend, especially just like the fact that it was in the same
Venue,
building.
yeah.
Yeah. On the same stage. Like it was
With
very,
a lot of your friends there still.
yeah, so it was a very like comfortable feeling for me. I was like a little nervous going into it, I feel like, but Ted, you can probably attest to this. I feel like with public speaking, you just get more comfortable as you go. Like I felt I was way more comfortable even after our like first little segment than at the beginning when I was was a little nervous, but after that, I feel like the adrenaline kind of takes over and you kind of just go from there.
Kevin was
I was
little
drinking.
tipsy by the end.
I was definitely adding a little liquid courage.
And see, I
onto
just
it,
can't do that. Like that's what makes me nervous. If I'm not like, if I don't have all my like faculties about me and stuff, that's when I don't like going up. So like I get having, a couple drinks to ease the nerves and stuff. And I'm the complete opposite. But yeah, like I said, you did a great job. It's hard or it's easy, like an event like that too. And even talking to the firefighters, because they all, each month they go up and do like a dance, like some sort of performance basically. And a couple of them, they even said they're like, oh, I was so nervous before. But then of course we're up there, especially me and Dustin, like with our shirts off and kind of being dumb. And that's to ease the tension too. But that crowd, especially in that type of night, as MCs, they're not there for us. So any little extra bit we can do just to add to it, like we make a mistake, whatever, they don't care. But it's the vibes there and they cheer so loud. And then that makes your confidence go sky high. It's the events where it's like a quiet event, you might get a couple laughs, or it's like a more serious event. Those are the hardest ones to MC. So yeah, it was fun to do that with you and Dustin. And not only that is like, I can write the script, like hand it off to you guys. And Aaron can attest, it's not easy to read a script that someone else writes for you, basically like putting words in your mouth.
I'm very good at reading.
I could not be on the stage and you guys could do it. So yeah, it was a ton of fun. And I know even Lund, the first, like you did that, I guess it would be 4 years ago, but it's probably the best event you could MC, because you don't go anywhere else and get the vibes like that from 350 screaming women.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique situation.
I'd like to give a special shout out to the real star of the show, Carol.
Oh, Carol.
That woman got on stage for one of the contests that we had, and she won the hearts of the crowd and the firefighters.
What'd she do?
Carol is like,
you know how they
75 to 80 years old.
Like one of the firefighters, like mother-in-law's mom, I think. And it was where we do the auction to bring some people up and play games with the firefighters. Well, we were doing that, and then during it, this is how far Dustin's come and thinking of things like this, because you're trying to raise some money. Dustin just goes on and says, we kind of planned at one point that I might take my shirt off again. And Dustin just says, all right, if this next bid goes over $500, Ted's going to rip his shirt off. And sure enough, we got up to $500 and we're going to do it later. And basically all of a sudden, Ethan started playing I Want It That Way. I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this now. And it went great. I was terrified that my shirt wouldn't rip. And but got the big cheer and stuff. So again, like you're ready to run through a brick wall. There's 4 firefighters up there, like who are just so jacked. I'm like, I'm not standing. It's like a pygmy thumb on a handful of nice fingers, normal fingers. Isn't that what it's called? Or hammer
What an
thumb?
analogy.
That's all I could think of. Is that what it's called? I don't know. Just a dwarfed thumb. I don't know what
Just take my strong.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's what it is. Mandela effect. That's not even what he says either. It's just take my other hand, child. He never actually says take my strong hand. But anyways, and then I'm like, okay, so I'm getting off the stage immediately and going, because I felt bad because they gave us the charity shirts and that's the one I ripped off, but we got $500 for it. So whatever. And then all of a sudden I just feel a tap on my shoulder while I'm shirtless, and it's Carol. And because someone else bid, and so I'm like, oh, are you lost? Like, and she just goes, oh, would you mind helping me over? So now I'm walking shirtless, arm in arm with Carol across all these other firefighters. Like,
Carol knew what she was doing.
Carol, yeah. I forgot to ask Carol what she was doing after that, but I'm sure I'll run into her again. But then you've never seen anyone get a crowd reaction like Carol just for existing.
Yeah.
So how many firefighters actually like participate in this and
12
and get okay?
Yeah, so it's a 12-month calendar that they do every 2 years.
Oh, it's only every 2 years.
Yeah, it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work for everybody on the committee, selling the sponsorships, all of that. Like there is a lot behind the scenes that has to happen too, and obviously it's all volunteer. So the 2 years kind of works best for them. The other thing too is though, like, so not only a lot of them get personal trainers, they have nutritionists, they do all of the things to get in peak physical condition, but because of the performance element, a ton of them now, more and more every year that we've done this, like, are getting choreographers. Yeah. They put so much into the performances and, you know, spray tans and all of the like things that they can do to make their performance great.
So who
too.
won? Who won the performance of the night?
The children.
Yeah, the children.
There are children
there's
there?
no performance of the night.
I got talking to a woman in the line for the bathroom and, it's such a great event. And, the firefighters are so great. And I was like, oh, yeah, like my husband's one. And she's like, my mom is Carol. And I was like, you win.
My mom is Carol.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the most fun part of that night. Like, it's is just the vibe, right? People, I mean, of course, they're drinking and having fun, and they're there to support a good cause. But it's like,
it's the most positive event that I've ever
and it's
gone
like not
to.
a lot of places do these calendar nights anymore, the calendars in general, because of whatever reasons, and they still do them here. And I feel like there's been at least one female every time I've done it. In the last 2 years, there's been two, and that's, I don't know how Dustin the last time got to introduce the woman and got to do both this time. That's the loudest cheer you'll ever hear in Bose.
And
ever.
Josie and Claire did an incredible job. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and, everyone puts a lot of work into it. I wrote the script Saturday morning. We just kind of showed up and we did our thing, but it was a lot of fun and just another one of those proud papa moments for Kevin too.
I'm all grown up.
Yeah, and Aaron,
I do the bare minimum just to say that I'm a part of it.
Yeah, but you get a big cheer.
I know. The firefighter wives table is they make you feel good.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad for one. So when I ripped my shirt, I was the one I was wearing most of the night, and like being up there in the lights in general is hot. When we went out in those fire suits and I was wearing the jacket at first, I'm just a sweaty person, and so I got kind of all hyped up. I ripped my shirt off when I Want It That Way was going. So and people were actually like cheering a lot. I thought maybe it would go silent and people would leave, and so even like the firefighters behind me are cheering. So I'm like, I take the shirt off, throw it in the crowd, and not only did it hit our one friend in the face, it wrapped around her face. This terrible sweaty shirt. And I was like, oh my God. And then someone else, one of their friends, when she went home, like FaceTimed them, like her and her husband they were friends with, and she's there holding the shirt still. I could hear her. It's ripped to shirt. Do you want this back? Like, no, why do you have it? But that's my one tip is when you're doing something like that, don't get too caught in the moment. Think about where you're throwing a sweaty, ripped shirt.
Pro tip.
Oh, that was gross. And Aaron, and you got recognized that night too.
I did.
Because
yes.
We woke up to like a 2 a.m. text about it.
Yeah, whatever it was. One of the firefighters I was chatting with, and he goes, "Your coworker Aaron?" He's like, "I've been listening to that podcast since their first episode, and I didn't know you were Griff's wife." And like, it was a delight.
Oh, I thought there was more to that.
Oh no, not really.
But you just like getting, and I love that the coworker Aaron thing stuck.
Oh yeah.
Because like basically 3 weeks after you came on and we called you that, you quit your job.
Yeah, I did.
And weren't our coworker anymore, but it just stuck.
Coworkers in life.
And man, all the firefighters too, like that's the most fun part too, is like interacting with them, and they're all so nice.
Oh, they're
and to
great.
have these like handsome, ripped guys just like give you compliments at the end of the night, like, oh, you guys did great. It's like, that's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll get me through the rest of the year.
And Kevin, if we're going to do it again in 2 years, more carbs before.
I am married now, so
yeah, you didn't quite like mix with our vibe of like the late 30s kind of dad bod thing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything about my age. The body I'll work on for next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
But yeah, thank you as always to the Red Deer Firefighters charity. Of course, Aaron, your husband Griff, is a big part of us getting to be part of that. And we didn't have time to do the photo shoot this year, but I think, and that's what I'm most sad for Kevin. I'm thinking maybe there's some kind of Oh Dear Firefighter Christmas card fundraiser we can think about.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be good. Yeah, I was actually looking forward to that because I didn't get to do that last time with you guys. Yeah. But and I was like 1 week post wedding, so I was like basically my whole week leading into my wedding, I like didn't eat at all because I was too stressed. So I was like primed. I was like primed for a photo shoot.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
We really should talk more about body positivity because I feel like we're really towing a line here.
Hey, I had my
It's never
shirt
been
off
our
twice.
strong suit.
No.
So
Dustin and I were a picture of body positivity.
That's true.
night, strutting around the
Yeah.
stage with our shirts off and
it's
just
pretty jarring, like, because they had on the TVs basically a camera shot of what was happening on stage. It was pretty jarring to like see how white you look.
Well, you were
in the
under a
lights.
spotlight.
Oh,
So
man.
you were almost see-through.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
Did you use sunscreen?
No,
You would have
I did-
actually burnt under that light.
Yeah, I could have
It was
burned,
bright,
but like I have a really bad farmer's tan just from all the golf
Yeah.
and whatever all summer. And when we first went on stage, I had like just the firefighter pants and suspenders on, and it was just like tan, and then just like see-through ghost white with a spotlight directly on me. It was
looking at the
I'm
monitor.
sure it
It was I had to go off script because Dustin and I we were kind of off, so we didn't look too bad. Like Kevin was just glowing.
Attaboy.
like Kevin, he looked like he could get a sunburn just by thinking about the sun. Like he was that. But body positivity.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
But great night again. Hopefully we get to do it again in 2 years, or maybe they start doing it every year, which would be even better. And I guess, I don't know, unless anyone has anything else, we can kind of start to wrap up
I think we better. You've
this-
got an editing nightmare on your
this
hands.
random ass episode. Yeah, I mean, everything is a nightmare. That's why I'm gonna. Hey, if anyone wants to learn or knows how to edit a podcast and wants to be part of our gang, you can get a hold of us at Oh Dear. But this episode may not even make it to air. I got to listen back and make sure it's even worth putting out, to be honest. But
We
I
had
think
a great night.
It was a nice, even for us to catch up. And I know you maybe don't care about our lives, but again, until we get back going in October with like a full actual planned out in October, I guess it would be November episode and what we want to do moving forward. This was just to get an episode out. Didn't want to go 4 months out without one. So thank you for listening. And again, we want to get involved in the podcast in any way. Again, we want to work with more businesses, get some more great partners. So you can reach out to us about that. Or if you have ideas, guests, reach out. But yeah, let's wrap things up quickly. I guess maybe don't have a ton of final thoughts because we didn't really do anything too intensive here, but someone go ahead. Or do you need to sneeze?
I don't know, man.
Jesus.
I'm all discombobulated. No, I'm excited for the fall and really pleased to be doing this with you guys again.
Truly.
Truly.
Yeah.
Truly pleased.
I don't have much to say. I don't know. This was nice. Let's do it again.
You just want to get back home to your wife, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Make
But
sure
she's
you
the
tell her I
best.
said that.
It's on tape.
She doesn't watch this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just excited to see the Oilers start beating the Flames again.
Yeah.
It's been too many months.
I thought maybe you had like final thoughts about the podcast and moving forward or something. I guess people care about that too. So
Congrats on getting married. Congrats on hosting a successful firefighter night. What else did we talk about?
Congrats,
Congrats
to
on
Andrew.
Congrats on a new hip or repaired hip.
Repaired hip. Yeah.
And that's it.
So does that mean Andrew's hip does lie?
Ooh.
No, well, only if it says I'm the same that same that I've
I'm
always
the
been.
same as my old
No
hip.
surgery.
Yeah.
I've had no work done.
Okay,
You
yeah.
believe this is all natural? No work done. Which I assume you're going to tell the truth. So
Yeah, I'm not ashamed of my hip.
no, you shouldn't be.
Goalie hips. Save
Hip
your
positivity
children.
is what this podcast is all about.
Don't let your kids be goalies.
Oh no.
No, do, because minor hockey always needs goalies. So and they're great people.
No, so is beer league hockey.
And yeah, that's especially
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Hence why I was able to play for 30 years straight. But God bless the medical system.
All right. Well, with that, we'll wrap things up. If you made it to the end, bless your soul. We promise we're going to come back with more actual content next time. Probably some of the same things, but a bit of a different structure to mix things up. But I don't know quite yet. We're going to figure out a set date every month that the podcast is going to come out within a day or two. So yeah, hopefully much more structured and organized, but I could be saying this and it's not going to happen, but I'll try my best. So for Ryan Lund, Andrew Russell, the athlete, Kevin Strybosh, and coworker Aaron. Oh, and thanks Bose Bar and Stage. Thank you, Riley, for having us. I need that fucking clipboard. Communal Creative Studios by Bose. For everyone I just said, I'm Ted Emmett. Thank you for listening to the Oh Dear podcast, and we'll see you next time.